Good evening, Bhante. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Bhante. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, Bhante.
Good evening,
Okay,
Bhante,
good to everyone.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening.
Secure to Bhante. Secure to.
Right. So once again, good evening, Dhamma friends. Welcome back to OPRC class. Today, as I have to conduct a sutta study somewhere here called The Cradle about Upekha. So I had to come to BGF. So I'm at BGF here today just to save my time. So they have facilitated me for this setup. And today is day 46 of our class. As you can remember, we did a Q&A about the life of the Buddha last week. I think it went well. A lot of people, they understood the life of the Buddha in probably new ways, which are not very, I would say, noticeable to many because they pick up life of the Buddha from certain books, sometimes books that were written by people, maybe without certain textual evidences. So today we are going to continue our regular lesson, Dhammapada. So before we can start off, let's pay respect to the Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay. I think you can remember where we left up in our usual lesson, Dhammapada almost 7 and 8, and today we will be discussing about Dhammapada 9 and 10. So let's see the text first, because we are usually giving an opportunity to others to read. Okay, Dhammapada 9. So looking at these two stanzas, you can see that the idea of pairs, now here I call it dichotomies. The first stanza here talks about something not good, and then the second stanza talks about something, what do you call, the opposite of that wrong one, maybe the bad one. So today's two stanzas are talking about how to become a good monastic. I could say how to become a good person, not even a monastic. Even it is talking about saffron robe, how to become a good person. Maybe we can say how to become a good teacher who are talking Dhamma to others, right? Now there are a lot of what do you call teachers, right? I mean, monastic teachers, lay teachers who are talking Dhamma. So I think this is going to really relate to all of them. And sometimes I think you are also sharing Dhamma with others, isn't it? You are sharing Dhamma with your Kalyana Mitras, friends, colleagues. So I think you probably need to know then the certain, things that you should have before you talk Dhamma to others. Just because you read Dhamma online, maybe you read books, maybe you attend certain events, it doesn't make you qualified merely to teach Dhamma. So to teach Dhamma, you should have the certain requirements, like prerequisites, right? It won't happen just you participated a course, meditation course. Maybe you became a novice monk or whatever. So you need to cultivate these things actually. Right. Anikasavo kasavang yo vattang paridahissati. Apeto dama satchena na so kasava marahati. Anikasavo kasavang yo vattang paridahissati. Apeto dama satchena na so kasava marahati. All right, so we will be asking in the groups. I think all of you should have the group. I don't think there are newcomers. Sister Rachel, you should have a group, right? Chanting group. Do you?
Not on this Dhammapada, Bhante.
Okay, I will put you in the first group. Are you okay with that? Okay. And then we have Lisa. Do you have a group too?
No, I haven't got a book group.
Okay, I put you in the group 3.
Okay,
Right.
thank you.
Keep in mind.
Thank you, Bhante.
Good. I think the others are regular attendees over here. So Lita's over here. I think she knows the group. Right. Okay.
Yes, I do.
Yes. Lita is joining from Texas, Austin, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So then group 1. Anybody from group 1?
Bhante, any I try?
Yes, please, Penny. Yeah.
Anikasabo kasabang vo vatang parida hesati. Apeto dhamma satchena naso kasava marahati.
Great.
Thank you,
And
Bhante.
someone from group 2? Group 2? Who raised the virtual hand first? Is it Kim or Indra?
Okay, give it to Indra. Bhante, no problem.
Thank you, Kim.
Okay. Dana, generosity.
Yes, surely.
Okay. Yes, Indra, please go ahead.
Thank you, Bhante. Anikasavo kasavang yo vattang paridahessati apeto dhamma satsena naso kasavo marahati.
Yeah, great. I'll
Thank
put you, Kim, in the first list after everybody. Okay. And then group 3? Group 3? Yes, Paripurna, please go ahead.
Good evening, Bhante.
Oh, Chu Peng, I will put you in the list. You okay? Okay.
Anika savo kasavam yo vatam paridahe sati. Apeto dhamma sachena naso kasava marahati.
Yeah, great. And group 4? Group 4? Oh, I got a message about that you can see. So okay, go to same issue. Give me a second, with the Sunday morning class, participants who logged in earlier than the host are automatically logged out. Okay. 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 Jessica, I think you are with us now, right? I think now the problem.
Yes, Bhante. No, because
Now it should be
noticed
settled,
that-
right?
Yeah, now okay. No, because I noticed that for this class and also the Sunday meditation class, right? It's actually strange when we actually logged in earlier in the group, and then when the host logged in, we will automatically all disappear. We are kicked out from the room.
No, I think
So I'm not sure whether it's your
I understand what
problem
happened.
or-
Because when I came here, this is a different location, BGF. So I checked the Zoom. Then some of you were there, so I logged out and I again logged in. I think that's so the people who were logged in, they were automatically disconnected as well. So they have to log in again. So next time I will test differently.
So it's not considered
Sorry about
problem,
that.
Okay. Because I thought
Yes,
it's your
yeah.
conflict problem. Okay, right.
No,
right. So
no.
thank you,
It's
thank
not
you.
your problem. Yeah. Okay.
Bhante,
All right.
Just-
Sister Oi, yes, please go ahead. Just go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Bhante.
Yeah.
Ani kasavo kasawang yo watang paridahi sati. Apeto damo, sorry, apeto dama sachena naso kasawa marahati.
Yeah, great. And group 5. Right, Melinda, please.
Thank you, Bhante. Sorry, my camera down.
That's okay, please. Yeah.
Anika Savo Kasawan Yo Watam Parida Hisati Apeto Dhamma Sachena So Kasawa Marahati.
Yeah, great.
Thank you.
And group 6. Okay, Tijita, please go ahead. Can you please unmute?
Sorry.
Okay.
Ani kasawo kasawang yo batang parida hisati apeto dama sachena naso kasawa marahati.
Great. And group 7. Right, so we have Shirley. Yeah, please go ahead.
Anika savo kasavan yo vata parida hesati apeto dhamma sachena naso kasawa marahati.
Great. And group 8. Last group. Group 8. Siecha, please go ahead. Siecha, can you please unmute?
Okay. Anika sawo kasawam yo watam paridahe sati. Apito dama sachena naso kasawam marahati.
Okay, great.
Thank
All
you.
right. So now we're going back to what you call the opportunities for everybody. So starting from Kim, and then I think Chu Peng, then the rest, Rashmi. Yes, Kim, please go ahead.
Anika savo kasawang yo watang paridahe sati apeto dama sachena na so kasawa marahati.
Great. And then Chu Peng.
Anika savo
Thank you, Bhante.
kasawang yo watam paridas hesati apeto dhamma sachena na so kasawa marahati.
Okay, great. And we have Rashmi.
Thank you, Bhante. Anika savo kasavang yo vathang paridahissati apeto damasachena na so kasava marahati.
Can you read the second line? Yo?
Yo vathang.
Yeah.
Yo vathang paridahissati.
Paridahissati. There's E, not I.
Okay.
Dahissati. Yeah.
Paridahissati.
Paridahissati. Yeah. All right. Then we have Ansu.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Anika sovo kasavang.
Anika
sawo kasavang. Yo watang parida hesati. Apeto dhamma sachena naso kasava marahati.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
And have Maoi.
Anika Sao Kasawam Yo Watam Parida Hesati Apeto Dhamma Sachena Na So Kasawa Marahati.
Okay, great. And
you.
we have Serene.
Thank you, Bhante. Anika sawo kasava. Yo atam paridahesati. Apeto dama sachena. Nerso kasa va mara hati.
Okay, good. And who else? Oh, Suzanne. Yes, Suzanne, please go ahead.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Thank you. Anikasavo kasavam yovatam paridahesati apeto dama sachena naso kasava marahati.
Okay, great.
Thank
And
you.
others? Anybody else? Lisa, yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Bhante.
Yeah.
Anika savo kasavam yo vatam parida hesati apato dama sachena naso kasava marahati.
Great. Yes. And I think this is your first day, right?
That's right, yes.
Good, good.
Thank you.
Yeah, Saku, yes. Let's go ahead.
Thank you, Bhante. Anika sava kasavam.
Anika, can you go again?
Okay.
Anika.
Anika savo kasavam. Yo vatam paridahe sati. Peto dhamma sachena. Na so kasava marahati.
Great.
Thank you.
Right. Anybody else? Yeah, Rachel, please go ahead. Yeah. Yes.
Anikasavo kasavang yo watang paridahe sati. Apeto dhammasachena naso kasavamarahati.
Okay, great. All right. So it looks like there are no others. So I'm going to explain the stanza and then I will give the chance again for the next stanza. Anikkasavu kasavang yo vatang paridahesati apeto dhamma sachena na so kasava marahati. Now you can see the translation just to get an idea. Whoever is defiled yet wears the saffron robe. Vatam means clothing. It could be a regalia, it could be a uniform, it could be a, what do you call, somebody who can wear while giving a Dhamma talk on a pulpit, or maybe somebody who's using a very precious place, maybe with certain clothings, whatever the thing. Here I have put a saffron because normally the what do you call, the responsible person who is supposed to give a Dhamma talk is a monk or a nun. So we took it saffron robe by implied sense. Apeto Dhamma sachena. If the person who is going to give a Dhamma talk devoid of self-control and truthfulness, unworthy to wear it, unworthy to wear that regalia, unworthy to wear that uniform, whatever that shows. What do you call Dhamma wearing? Now, if you go to Japan, they have this black clothing, so you can't see even saffron robe. So the robe can come from different colors. All right, let's go to the contextual meanings. Anikkasavu kasava. Okay. So kasava. Kasava means the what you call the defiled nature. Now, anikkasavu means the person who has it. Defiled nature means kasa. Kasa means the polluted, being polluted, being defiled. Actually, if you look at the English word defilement, there are some issues in understanding the English word defilement. Rather, we try to see mental impurities, mental states that impure our thoughts, that dilute, pollute our states of mind. So, kasava means that dilution, pollution, impurity. Now, the thing is that someone is already impure, or I would say polluted with the negative mental state. I would say akusala. So kasava means that pollution, that impurity, that defiled nature. Anikasavo means the person, that the person who has this nature. Now, if you cross out A, then nikasavo. Nikasavo means the unpolluted person, the what you call the pure person. I would say undiluted person, which means an arahant, or someone who has come to those stages of enlightenment. But here it is not nikkasavo, it is anikkasavo. So now you have to understand there is someone who is defiled, who has akusala states of mind. Yet, he or she wears a certain uniform, certain, I would say, clothing that are suitable for displaying a Dhamma speaker, maybe a monk or a nun. Paridahesati means wearing. Vardhan, I took saffron robe by implied sense, but Vardhan means any clothing that someone wears to give Dhamma, maybe to show that he or she is a part of some of the sasana. I think up to this point, it's very clear. There is somebody who is defiled with his own akusala states of mind, but yet he wears certain clothings that shows that he is a part of the Sambuddhasasana. Then the cause is coming up. The Buddha says the cause is when someone is defiled with a bad mental state, he or she is definitely devoid of Dhamma and Satya. Dhamma means, what is Dhamma? Self-control. Satya means truthfulness. We are going to discuss these two in details. Because of the lack of Dhamma and Satya, self-control and truth, a better wording is what you call self-restraint, or maybe guarding the senses. So not guarding the senses, not being truthful. Because of these two, that person, arahati. Arahati means, anybody knows the meaning of arahati? This is very similar to arahant. Have you ever heard this term? Arahant. Itipiso bhagava arahant. Samma sambuddha. Arahant means, I think, a very simple question. I'm asking.
Bhante is the worthy one. Is the worthy one.
What is arahant?
The worthy
Worthy.
one.
But if you make it as a verb, how can you take it? Arahant. Deserves, being eligible. Arahant. Right? Arahant means being eligible or deserves for something. Right? Arahant. Now, there, as the first great quality of the Buddha, he is eligible to receive all the offerings. He is eligible in many ways. One way is that he cut off the diameter of the samsara journey, and he does not even break, I would say, kusala states of mind secretly, even in secret. Right? So because of that, he's eligible. He deserves to receive the offering. So here, being deserved, the verb is deserving. So because this person has no Dhamma and Satya, so he or she is not suitable, not being eligible, not deserves for what? Kasa, to wear the robe. to wear the clothing, to wear the so-called clothing to show he or she. So that means every Dhamma speaker, okay, whoever who is trying to what you call share Dhamma, maybe show that he or she has Dhamma knowledge, practice, going to advise other people. If they are lacking in Dhamma and such, they are not suitable to wear those precious Buddhist clothes. Dhamma Satcha, they are very important things. When they are lacking in Dhamma and Satcha, they are not able to guard their own senses, and then they are not truthful, then what happened? They are highly defiled. They have lots of akusalas that they are struggling with. So such a person is not suitable to wear. All right, so we're going to be discussing about apeto. This word is interesting. Apeto means devoid. Devoid. You can see the opposite. Upeto means what do you call have, not having. Devoid, and then upeto means having Dhamma Satcha here, the second one. Okay, Dhamma Satcha. Let's discuss about Dhamma. Now, Dhamma is a Pali word which comes from what you call Dhamma. You might be puzzled a little bit. How come Dhamma can give a Pali word called Dhamma? Maybe I'm going to draw it here. But it is this Dhamma. Purisa Dhamma Sarati. One of the great concepts. Itipiso Bhagava Arahan Samma Samputtu Vijjacana Sampanna Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sam. And this Dhamma, and now here Dhamma. See some similarities in these two. What does this Dhamma means? This Dhamma that you can see in the salutation to the Buddha, and like I think you are chanting this every day, right? What does this Dhamma mean? Purisa Dhamma Sarati.
Able to be trained.
What is it? Oh?
Is it able to be trained, tamed?
Yeah, that's the meaning of the full quality. Now I'm asking, what does Dhamma mean?
Tame.
Huh?
Tame.
Tame.
G-A-M-M-A is tame.
Yeah.
T-A-M-E.
Yeah, I'm asking the meaning of Dhamma. Purisa Dhamma Sarati. Dhamma means to subdue, to discipline, to what you call tame someone. Are we sometimes taming other people?
Yes.
You think you can? But the moment that we try to change other people, the mess is starting to come. Right? Because people don't like to be changed, right? Normally, in this society, people don't like to be changed. But there is a professional set of people calling coaches. Coaches. The coaches are trying to change people, right? But normally, people don't like to be changed, right? It's like that somebody said that I want to travel world free. I don't want to travel world by spending money. Tell me an advice, a good advice. So the coach is saying, okay, then become a musician, right? So you go country to country by playing and then performing concerts. All right, so that is my purpose. I want to travel the world free. I don't want to spend any money. So the people who are organizing those concerts will pay for my tickets, right? Unless otherwise that you see this kind of a change by a coach looking at the future. People don't normally like to be changed in their life. And I think the moment that we are going to change somebody, they become very defensive and, try to feel uneasy. But the Buddha can tame others. How did he tame others? We tame others by understanding their whims and fancies, understanding their intentions, understanding how they think, right? So here, the Dhamma in this Itipiso statement comes from the perspective of taming others. I would say restraining others, disciplining others. I think that's a good word, disciplining others. So, but when it comes to this Dhamma, what you call this brief word, Dhamma means guarding our senses. Make sense? Guarding our senses, which will lead finally to self-management. I think self-control might not be a better translation. Say self-manage, right? Otherwise you control yourself, but suddenly you burst, you know. Things like that can happen, right? It's like that you are pushing a ball in the water, but suddenly you take your foot off from the water and then suddenly the ball comes. So we cannot control anything. Rather we understand it and then work on it and then make us feel comfortable with that change. Those of them who are trying to control the mind will end up with a lot of mess, right? They want to control their mind. But mind, you can't control the mind. You will do it, but then mind will take you over. So we try to understand the mind. We try to understand the thoughts. That is the way how we are doing the meditation. So here, Dhamma means that you are going to have a good management of your senses. And a lot of people, they misunderstand, thinking that Dhamma, or in Buddhism, the guarding the senses is kind of a sensory deprivation. Why do I say so? You go to the Indriya Bhavana Sutta, Majjhima Nikaya 152, the last sutta of Majjhima Nikaya, where Buddha is talking to a follower of the Brahmin Parasari. And then this Parasari Brahmin, specifically teaching his followers about how to manage senses. So that the Buddha asked from that student, how does your teacher teach you to take care of your senses? Then he said to the Buddha, Bhante, my teacher, the Brahmin Parasar here, had told all of us, whenever you see something not good to your eyes, you close your eyes. That is his Indriya Bhavana. That is how he teaches us. I think you are also doing that. Huh? Sometimes when things don't happen the way that you want, you close your eyes. Okay, I don't want to see this. And then you think that there is a perfect management with your eyes happen. And then he also told us when things, especially in the form of sounds that you don't like, you are not favorable to those sounds. Maybe the people that you don't like, they are talking and they are making their own comments. So he asks us to, cover our ears, right? I think we do that too, right? Cover our ears so we don't hear anything. And even the smell, even the taste, even the touch, even the thoughts. So that is how our teacher, Parasari Brahmin, taught us how to take care of our senses. Then the Buddha said, then the blind people will attain Nibbana faster than all of you because they cannot see anything. But just because of that, you think the blind people can attain Nibbana? I don't think so. So it's not a matter of our senses. It is not the dysfunctional nature of our disability of our senses. So it is an understanding. It's a project actually. It's an understanding. Enlightenment project. Awakening project. It doesn't have any disability. We are not disrespecting anybody who has a problem with their senses. But rather we have to understand that Buddha talks about a sense restraint, or guarding the senses. Indriya Sangvara, Pali word. Indriya means senses, Sangvara means restraining or discipline. And Indriya Sangvara, where we have to understand what's going on, where we have to fully understand what's going on. Thereby, we are guarding our senses. Now, one very good example is that you come to a point that you are not going to hate people whom you don't like to see from a certain point. But up to a certain day, you are hating them. You are checking whether those people are attending the party you are going to tonight, if you have a party. And you are checking whether they are a part of that thing, right? Maybe if you go to a certain local place, maybe a certain community place, you are checking whether they have a group as well. Because I don't want to become part of that group. I'm in XYZ groups. I don't like those people, right? So according to the Buddha, we have to practice metta to everybody. So we know that there is a certain boundary parameter that we have to maintain in dealing with certain individuals, but we don't walk away. We try to understand. The more you understand what's going on without giving them hate, because when we are trying to be hateful about others because of their nature, whatever, if we can make a space, then that is not going to work for our body. Finally, you are the victim of that problem, right? So our Indriya Sangvara, sense restraint or guarding the senses, is a very fully open, very distinct, very understanding process. Not that you're going to cover your ear, not that you cover your nostrils, not that you reject, you deny seeing them, right? So that you are creating a huge resistance to the what you call the things that you don't like. So you are creating hatred, dosa, but you don't see that it's a dosa, but it is a dosa. You have been then creating that dosa, in the subconscious, in the consciousness. So our consciousness or our self-restraint is a very understanding activity that we need to understand, but we are not going to be close to them. We are not going to be intimate with them, but rather understand. So whatever happens, then we are not going to unnecessarily be driven by their responses. Okay, Dhamma is as such. You can see many examples across the canon. How did the Buddha further teach us Dhamma, what he called Indriya Sangvara? Indriya Sangvara is very important. Actually, if we don't have this Indriya Sangvara, what you call Dhamma, another part of this Dhamma here, or maybe guarding the senses, we are running into a lot of issues. Generally speaking, all the defilements come to us when we do not have this Indriya Sangvara, when you don't have this guarding the senses. So the proper word is guarding the senses, not controlling your senses. Never control your senses. Yes. If you are going to control your senses, it may come back again. They may come back again. Right? It is going to be a very tough process at that point. It is like that you are going to a retreat for a week, you are controlling yourself a lot, and then you get very high on that retreat about Indriya Sangvara, too concerned about it, very concerned about, too much concerned about your sense restraint. But then on the 8th day, when you come back home, you fall back to the earth, right? Which does not serve the purpose of that particular retreat as well. Because just understand everything in the normal way. Don't try to be abnormal. Are there people who are practicing Dhamma abnormally? Are there people? They are thinking too much, It's like, oh, by tomorrow morning, I have to be a Sotapan. It's a big retreat today. Many people over here. Why not? If Sopaka became a Sotapan. If the fake Arahant Bahya Daruchirya became an Arahant. If the Angulimala became an Arahant, why not me? But they don't understand the things that were happening to these people in their past lives. So they have done everything in their past life. This is not a one life activity. If all this is a one life activity, like what the science talks about, we must have Arahants already, isn't it? We don't have to do these Dhamma discussions. But it's not that. I'm not saying it's not easy. I'm saying it is a process, sansaric process. So when we want to understand Indriya Samvara, we need to, what you call, take care, guard ourselves, not control ourselves. Right? If you think that you are going to walk away without understanding, if you are going to create a lot of resistance, then you have a sensory deprivation. You are depriving of sense. You think that the more I deprive of my senses, the happier I become. That I become a more progressive person in my Dhamma journey, which is not going to work in the long run. You will do probably a couple of days, you go back to the same thing. Second thing is what you call Satya. See again. So here, Satya, Dhamma and Satya. Truth, self-management. Huh? Satya means truthfulness. Okay, truthfulness. Truthfulness is a paramita, Satya paramita as well. Truthfulness is very important, essential, an essential practice in our Dhamma journey. Why is it? Why being truthful is such essential in our Dhamma journey? Because if you are not truthful about what is happening within you, you might pretend, you might fake, you might lie about your progress, right? So you have to be very honest about your Dhamma journey. Right? If you are not going to be honest about your Dhamma journey, then you are not even progressing in your Dhamma journey. Right? There are many examples about those things. Remember, there is a story which I cannot tell you the reference. There were two monks. One monk has a lot of samatha bhava. He has attained jhanas. He can levitate. He can create certain animals. You know. So the other monk is an arahant. So one day, this monk who is having levitation, who has progress in his samatha bhavana, told kind of challenge an arahant. No, Bhante, I can create any animal. You know. Okay, the arahant monk knew what's going on. So he said, yeah, elephant. Make an elephant over here. Create. Okay, very small thing. Then he created an elephant. Okay, now can you try to make the elephant run towards us? Can you do that? Yeah, something very similar, you know. Then he make him come onto their side. So the Samatha Bhavana monk ran away, you know, when the elephant come closer to them. But the Arahant monk has no fear. Punya papa pahinasa nakti jaganatubha. No fear about the death. Right? So that's why we have to be very honest about our practice. Right? Especially about our Dhamma learning. You have to check all the time. You have to measure your practice, whether I have been practicing in the correct way. Not everybody goes somewhere that I have to practice. No, you are trying to see whether I have been practicing Dhamma in the correct way, true way, as given by the Buddha in early Buddhist text. Not XYZ people's advices, just because of that. Keep your Dhamma journey very open. You learn from everybody. We learn from our Kalyana Mitras, we learn from Bhantes, we learn from even lay speakers, whoever. Because what we want is Dham, true Dham. But you have to learn it in true ways. That means not the heresies, not their opinions, but the textual Buddhism in a practical way. So that you are having lots of honesty, lots of clarity about it. On the other hand, now there are a couple ways to look at it. Now we are not supposed to lie. Then we are not supposed to practice something which is not honest within us. So what about lying? If you are going to lie, you are making all the bad karmas, right? Don't have a white lie here. Why do I say so? If you start to lie, then you can break all the other your normal precepts. What are they? You may kill somebody. Then you can say, I did not kill. So because of musavada, you can break the first precept. You may steal. Later on, you say, I did not steal. You may sexually misbehave, and then you say, I did not. And you may lie, and you might say, I did not. Right? You may break the fifth precept, taking food and beverages to an extent that you won't have the sound mind to understand what's going on. See, after having all that, you might say no. That means if you break musavada, you can break any other thing. That's why the Buddha said, in order for us to keep our practice Dhamma journey, we need to have two things, hiri and ottappa, moral shame and moral fear, which help us not to lie. Hiri and ottappa. Maybe I'm going to type in here, hiri. That means shame and ottappa. Ottappa means moral fear. So when we have these two, we are not able to lie to anybody about our spiritual journey, Dhamma journey. But what a lot of people may have is ahiri. Hirika means lack of shame, and anotta means lack of moral fear. Now, when you have these two, the last two, that means you are almost going to lie. Ahirika, anotta. Hiri ottappa is what we want, so that we are not going to lie. So, if somebody needs to teach Dhamma, maybe to represent the Buddha Sasana, that person must have what you call guarding the senses, should be able to guard his or her senses. At the same time, should be truthful to oneself about his practice, her practice, and then truthful about life and everything what he or she is doing. Right? This is what we understand about the first stanza. Any questions about this first stanza before we move on to the second one? Yes, Shirley. Let's go ahead.
But for the first line, have the word kasawa, that is mean the default nature. Then the last line also have the kasawa, that meanings for the several groups. Then why the words is same but meaning is not same?
You mean the first line has two kasawa? Why is it?
The first line and the last line have the word kasawa.
Okay, interesting. Now the first one, kasawa, actually, okay, you are asking a very good question. What has happened to the meaning? Now, kasawa in this first line means what you call the diluted, polluted nature of someone's thoughts. And then this kasawa means a robe. What robe? You could say saffron robe. So when what you call another Pali term for the robe is kasawa, because at that time when people want to make a robe, they have to what you call dye the cloth. When they dye the cloth, it's like dilution. You don't say pollution, it's like a dyeing process. So they have to dye certain colors, and then that's why the same Pali word has the meaning for the robe, right? So same Pali word, it's like a homonym, but two meaning. Kasawa means another Pali word for the robe. What are other Pali words for the robe?
Chivara.
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 Chivara. Chivara. Then vara means to cover up, to cover up the body. Varani, choosing to vara. But this one, so that if you see chivara, the Pali word chivara has been taken in a way how you see the monk or monastic is wearing the robe. covering the whole body. Chivara. But when you see kasava, this kasava has been given to the robe in a way how the robe is made up in terms of colorization, dyeing how is it made up in the process. When I think in the Katina ceremony, there are some viharas, they are dyeing the material, right? Have you ever participated in that ceremony? They buy the material. Normally, you are not offering a robe you bought from the shop. They are actually buying a material and then they are dyeing the clothing. So that dyeing process is taken as kasav. That is why the robe got the name of kasav, mixing with colors. Now, the same thing happens in our mind, right? When the akusala states are going to mix up in our thoughts, our mind become diluted, polluted, right? That's why kasava has two meanings here, the same Pali word. All right.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay, any other question about the first stanza? This one. Okay, if not, we're going to go to the next one, save the timing. All right, second one. Some same, but there are some differences. Yocha vanta kasa vassa silesu susamahitu upeto dama satchena save kasava marahati. Yocha vanta kasa vassa silesu susamahitu upeto dama satchena save kasava marahati. So I'm going to give to I'm asking groups to recite this. The first group. Group one. Okay, Annie, please go ahead.
Yocha vanta kasavasa silesu susamahito upeto dhamma satchena save kasava maharati.
Maharati. Save kasava.
Save kasava maharati.
Marahati.
Marahati. Save kasava marahati.
Marahati.
Yes, I see my problem now. Save kasava marahati.
Yeah,
Thank you,
marahati.
Bhante.
Self-reflection. Interesting. Okay, group two. And Suvi, I'll give you the chance 10. Yes, Kim, please go ahead.
Yocha vanta kasavasa silesu susamahito upeto dhamma sachena save kasava marahati.
Great. Okay, group three. Yes. Someone from group three. Group three. Right, Paripurna, just go ahead.
Yocha vanta kasavasa silesu susamahito upeto dhamma sachena save kasa vamarahati.
Okay, great. And group four is KB on. Let's go ahead.
Thank you, Bhante. Yocha vanta kasavasa silesu susamahito upeto dhamma sachena save kasava marahati.
Yeah, great.
Thank you.
And group five. Melinda, please.
Thank you, Bhante. Yocha vanta kasavasa silesu susamahito upeto dhamma sachena save kasava marahati.
Okay, great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Group six. Yes, Tisita, let's go ahead.
Okay. Yocha vantakasa vasa silesu susaman
Susamahito.
Susamanhito upeto dhamma
Susamahito.
sachena
Susamahito.
Susamahito upeto dhamma sachena sawe kasava marahati.
Okay, great. And group number 7. Yeah, group 7. Yes, Shadi, let's go ahead.
Silesu sesama hito. Upeto dhamma sachena. Sawe kasawa marahati.
Okay, great. And group 8. Last group.
Bhante, may I try?
Yes, Christine, let's go ahead.
Oh, yes. Yoche wantakasa wasa, silesu susama hito. Upeto dhamma sachena. Sava kasava marahati.
Can you read the last line again, please?
Sava kasava
Save.
marahati.
Save.
Oh, save.
Save.
Save kasava marahati.
Marahati. Okay, great.
Bhante,
yes.
I have some confusion here. Kasava, not kasava.
There is a sandhi in Pali combination. So you can see arahati, kasavang arahati. But because of the two words have been combined just for the easy pronunciation, it has become kasava marahati. Otherwise, kasavang marahati, arahati. But now we say kasava marahati. Easy to pronounce.
Okay, but the marahati, the A is not long vowel A. But why we pronounce it long vowel A?
They all are short ones.
Short vowel A.
Yeah, short
one.
Yeah.
Short one should be instead of R, right?
Yeah. Correct.
So should be marahati.
Because we are pronouncing from the first part, not marahati. It's like you say panati pata sikka padang samadhiya. It's not padang, it's padang. Sikka padang samadhi, not padang samadhiya. Adinadana veramani sikka padang, that is wrong. Sikka padang samadhi. So here kasava marahati, not marahati. Marahati. Because the short vowel starting from arahati. All right, so we are going to give the opportunity to others, starting from Anne Suvi. Yes, Anne, please go ahead.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Yocha wanta kasa vasa, silesu susama hito. Upeto dhamma sachena, save kasava marahati.
Marahati.
Save kasava marahati.
Marahati. Okay, good.
Marahati.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes, and then we have Rashmi. Wait. Yes, Rashmi.
Yes, Bhante, thank you.
Yes.
Yocha vanta kasavassa silesu susamahito upeto damasachena save kasava marahati.
Yes, great. And we have Beeling. Yes.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Yocha vanta kasa vasa silesu susamahito upeto dhamma sachena save kasava marahati.
Okay, great. And
Thank
we
you.
have Owe.
Thank you, Bhante. Yocha vantaka sorry. Yo cha vanta kasavasa silesu
Kasa.
kasa
Kasa.
kasa. Yo cha vanta kasavasa vasa. Yo cha vanta kasavasa silesu susamahito. Upeto dhamma sachena save kasawa marahati. Kasawa marahati.
Save kasava marahati. All right.
Save kasawa marahati.
Yeah, kasava marahati. Good.
Thank you, Bhante.
Right. Then we have Serene.
Thank you, Bhante. Yucha Vanta Kasa Wasa Silesu Susa Mahito Upeto Dhamma Sachena Save Kasava Marahati.
Okay, good. And we have here Lisa. Let's go
Okay,
ahead.
thank you, Bhante. Yo cha vanta kasavasa silesu susa mahito. Upeto dhamma sachena save kasave marahati.
Last line, please. Save.
Save kasava marahati.
Yeah, great. Kasava marahati.
Kasava marahati. Thank you.
Great. And Indra?
Thank you, Bhante.
Yeah.
Yo cha vanta kasavasa silesu susamahito upeto dhamma sachena save kasava marahati.
Are you pronouncing like the labial sh in Sanskrit? Because, you know, in Sanskrit, we have this S, how to say, sh, s, in Sanskrit. But these are Sanskrit. So here, kasa. Can you try again? The last one?
Kasa.
Kasa. Kasa. Kasa.
Kasava marahati.
Marahati. Because,
Kasa.
yeah, kasava marahati. Because Sanskrit language has three sers. One is what you call, this one called dental, pronounced from the teeth. And the other one, what you call, this is, what you call, this one is another sh. And then this is called labial. So we are not going to pronounce any of the Pali letters in the same way. So here, dental sir, kasava marahati.
Kasha.
Not kasha. That's what I got.
Is it dental or?
It's dental. Kasa.
Okay.
Kasa.
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 Kasha.
Not kasha. Kasa.
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 All
Kasa.
right. Sa.
Yeah, kasava marahati.
Sa.
Yeah. Okay, great. And
Kasava marahati. Thank you, Bhante.
Great. And we have Chan.
Yeah, thank you, Bhante. Yocha vanta kasa vasa silesu susa mahito. Upeto dhamma sachena save kasava marahati.
Okay, great.
Thank you,
And we
Bhante.
have Chupen.
Thank you, Bhante. Yocha vanta kasa vasa silesu susamahito upeto dhamma sachena save kasawa marahati.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? Somebody's asking a question over here. Listen. What is the name of the sutta Buddha conversation with Brahmin about Indriya Sangraya? MN 152. Majjhima Nikaya. Indriya Sangha. Indriya Bhavana. Bhavana Sutta. This is the last sutta of Majjhima Nikaya. Okay? All right. I think just to save the time, I hope that there is no other for this. I'm going to explain now. Now, we are going to look at the opposite side of this. How do we understand this? Whoever has purged the defiled, this has to be understood, and well established in the sila, who is having, thereby who is having a good sense of good management of his or her senses and being truthful, this person is eligible, deserves to wear a robe. Now, let's go back here. Assa. Assa means whoever, someone. Vanta. What is Vanta? Vanta. Vanta means, now we know a Pali, even the Sanskrit Pali word, vamati. Vamati means to throw up. Throw up means vomit. Now, you know, some English words, they are very similar to Sanskrit. It is because Greek language and Latin language have a lot of similarities to Sanskrit language. Now, you know, the similarities that come from Greek and Latin to English language. So that's why you see vomit, the English word vomit, and then vamati. You can see there's a similarity over here. Vomit, and you can see vamati. Vamati. It's pretty similar because of the similarities influence from what you call Sanskrit language. Pali also has vamati. But what is the past participle? Past participle of vamati? Vanta. Now here you can see vanta. That means now there is someone who has threw up defilements, who has purged. Now, in order to vomit all the defilements, someone has to vomit all the bad mental states, throw up all the mental states, negative mental state that he or she had digested already. Now, you see, when you ate something not good, you might throw up, you might vomit. In the same way, let's say you have already digested certain, maybe eaten certain, had certain akusalas in the form of food and beverages. Now you have understood that they are not good. You are going to purge. You are going to throw up. You're going to actually vomit them because they are not good. Should we let them digest? Or we can actually throw up? Now, what will happen to the body when you eat something not good to the body? Body is going to automatically cleanse yourself, right? You are not going to detoxicate, but the body is going to naturally cleanse. But can akusala also throw up in the same way? No, we have to make an effort to throw them up, right? So here, assa kasava vanta. You assa kasava vanta. That means someone having understood that I have already had or maybe drank, or maybe probably I drank or I ate certain what do you call unnecessary mental states, negative mental states, akusala mental states. So I am going to purge them. I'm going to throw them out. And after maybe having purged them, purge those defilements, negative mental states, I'm going to well establish myself in silesu. Susamahito means well established. Silesu means in virtue. I think that's very important. Sila is very important, but we should not end up in the seal. What kind of sila is important to you as lay people? Can I know?
Panchashila.
Panchasila. Can you meditate without taking sila? Huh?
No.
You can. Who cares about it? Because I mean, you just meditate in the morning, but it matters to you. You might just wash yourself and you might sit down to meditate. But better, before that, you take your precepts, renew your precepts. That helps you to cleanse yourself, helps you to purify yourself. Okay, I think I've broken a precept. So I'm going to reinstate myself in the sila. I'm going to undertake the precept of not killing, not stealing, not sexually misbehaving, not lying, not taking any food or beverage that can cloud my mind so that I can make a sound judgment. But don't make it every day, like you break it in the morning and then you take it again in the next day, like making it a free pass. I can break today, but tomorrow I'm going to take it. Don't take it that way, because that has no responsibility. In order for us to practice Sila, we should need something very important rather than these small things. What is that? Responsibility. Responsibility is the key, because we have to be responsible for our precepts. Can others know whether you broke the precept? Nobody knows. It's only you know. Right? So you need lots of what you call responsibility, truthfulness to practice Sila. Right? You don't have to show off to other people that you have Sila, but you are going to be responsible, accountable to your own Sila. Thereby, you can practice whatever process with regard to cultivating your thoughts. Right? So Sila is very important. That's why having purged, having thrown up all the defilements, the next immediate thing that someone has to do is to taking precepts, taking or maybe practicing, disciplining oneself with the Sila. Then what happened? That Sila practice will help you to guard your senses. So you will be full of Dhamma, you will be full of truthfulness. And that person, Sattve, definitely, Kasava means, Arahati means eligible, deserves for the robe, for the clothing. So once again, whoever has thrown up the defilements, that means purified, and then that person can easily establish oneself in his or the virtue, precepts, discipline. Thereby, he or she can have a good management of his senses, can be truthful, so that he or she is very eligible for the robe. That means in order for you to share Dhamma, in order for you to become a Dhamma teacher, you must need lots of self-restraint, guarding the senses. And then what you call, you need lots of truthfulness. I remember there was a true story which was shared by one of my friendly professors long time ago. One of his friends, professor at that time, he went to a radio discussion at that time, like a podcast at that time. And in the discussion, there was something happened to this professor. Maybe they both were trying to convince about the topic. So he was trying to pick on the other person. This person did not accept what I was trying to convince and say, and then trying to pick on him. Then the professor who told me this incident asked, "What is the topic that you were talking, both of you there?" It's a small topic, metta, loving kindness. It is loving kindness. So you are talking loving kindness, but you can't tolerate what the other person is talking. Right? Because when the Dhamma has become a very big knowledge, then we don't know what we are doing. That's why before we touch these very high bar teachings, metta, karuna, mudita, upekha, whatever these things, we must at least have a certain level of guarding our senses, be able to let other people, do their things. We should have lots of patience, actually. How do you know a meditator has no patience? Now, there are people who are meditating and practicing a lot of things about the Dhamma. How do you know that such a person has no patience? When they are expecting immediate results. Today I meditate, I want to have something immediate by today evening. Tomorrow, they will never go to any state of mind because they have lots of expectations before they come to the retreat. Sometimes, even the people who are praying for the Buddha, they are feeling that their prayers are not going to work. Why is it? They have lots of expectation. Even from the time they're going to buy the joss sticks from the store, candles. Because you are bringing a bunch of expectations even to the buying time. Right? Buddha is not somebody who is granting your wishes. Rather that you are purifying your thoughts, you are respectful, and things will happen on the way. That's why you feel that sometimes my prayers are not answered. Maybe you haven't prayed in the proper way. Maybe you have lots of expectations, right? So in order for someone to teach, represent the sasana, maybe in the form of a monk, nun, maybe a devotee, maybe a committee member in a Vihara society, one has to have these, these teachings in his or her life. Once again, I want to recap them. The person should try level best to purge, purify his or her thoughts by purging defilements as much as he or she could, and practice a good level of sila, thereby guarding senses and being very truthful. That is how this person is going to be eligible to represent. Now there is a story. The story is about monk Devadatta. I'm going to actually say the story depending on the time. There was a time in the Rajagaha, the city of Rajagaha, that a group of people, actually the citizens of Rajagaha, organized a very big dana. So they invited Arahant Sariputta and Arahant Moggalla. They came to the dana. This was well organized by many. And then at the end of the dana, Arahant Sariputta gave a Dhamma talk. What was the Dhamma talk about? He said 4 types of dana. I think this is very interesting. He said that there are people who are giving dana alone, right? Then, according to him, that these people will get the benefits of the dana in this life and the next life, but they won't get the followers. They won't get the people who are supporting them. What you call parivara, state of parivara, retinue. You see, some people have lots of followers, lots of people to help them out. And there are people who are not giving dana personally, but they are trying to invite many people for the dana. Does it happen? We call it, potluck. Potluck dana. You're asking you to bring a dish, and then this will become a very huge dana. Even the monks cannot eat these dana. A lot of food. Everybody is saying, Bhante, I cook, I cook, I cook, So they are kind of pestered by these people, right? Because everybody make dana. So everybody wants Sangha to eat all these food, right? Anyways, what happened was, when someone is not giving dana personally, but giving it other people as a potluck, then that person will not get the individual benefits of the dana, but the followers. Have you seen people who are not very rich enough, but they have lots of people around them? Followers, volunteers, they can easily bring many people to the vihara, many people to the community centers. Why? They have given in the second way. And there are people who are not giving dana, also who are not bringing people, who are not giving it with other people. So they are not getting anything. They are not going to be getting anything out of it. But there are people who are giving dana time to time personally, time to time as potluck. So they are getting all the benefits, personal benefits. At the same time, they are having lots of helpers, followers for their dana. So this was the Dhamma talk he gave to the people. So then they left. Then there was one man in the audience who was motivated by this Dhamma talk. So he thought, okay, Arahant Sariputta said, maybe to give a dana with other people too, if I can, right? So then he organized a very big dana. Then what happened? Now, don't misunderstand that what I'm saying is that if you want to give a dana, invite many people as you can over to your house, right? This, what you need to understand here is the idea of it, the nature of dana. So he invited many. So one person who came to this dana, the huge dana, brought a very expensive robe at that time. Maybe this robe was made from a very expensive material. So then what happened? During the dana, they offered this expensive robe to monk Devadatta. Their point of argument was, monk Devadatta is not like other monks. He is coming to our funerals. He is coming to our auspicious events. So we have to give to him, you know. So he is taking care of us. He's not rejecting any invitation that we make. So they offered to him. But finally, there were a lot of discussions going on. Some others were thinking, no, we were motivated because of Arhan Sariputta's Dhamma talk. So anyway, a lot of things happened. Then this news was gone to the Buddha. Then Buddha said, this monk Devadatta did the same thing in a previous life. What was it? Monk Devadatta was a hunter in a previous life. And he saw a certain herd of elephants when they were going on the road. There was a Pacheka Buddha who was sitting. So this herd of elephants always bow down to the Pacheka Buddha, respect the Pacheka Buddha, and then they go. So this hunter saw this. So what hunter did was, he dressed like the Pacheka Buddha. He covered his whole body just to mislead the elephants. So elephants came in, they're going to bow down, and then he killed all the elephants. That was what he did in a previous life. So Buddha said, this monk Devadatta is doing the same thing, has been doing the same thing in previous lives too. He killed all these elephants. They misunderstood that this is the Pacheka Buddha. So the story is that monk Devadatta is not eligible for wearing a robe. Actually, it's because of what he has been doing all the time. So on the other hand, another thing that we can learn is that people who are respectful about the good people can be misled. Now you, as people who are respecting the right people, can be misled, can be misused. So you have to be very careful when you respect a teacher. This is the story here. Because there are many who might be getting the respect who are not worthy. I'm not saying that you have to say this is a bad teacher, this is a good teacher. You have to use your own senses for this, right? So what monk Devadatta did was, he misused the elephant's respect for the Pacheka Buddha. So how to spot a good teacher is that the teacher should have self-restraint, guarding his own senses, and then truthfulness at the same time, sila. Thereby you understand he or she is a good teacher. So this is the lesson that we are learning from these two stanzas. All right, any questions about today's lesson? Any questions about Pali reading, or maybe the story, maybe the idea?
Bhante, can you explain again the number 8 phrase, the first line again? The Vanta Kasavasa. Didn't get it. Just
okay. All right. Okay, so Vanta means purge. Purge, or maybe true, what do you call? True up. True up. That means, what do you call? We have to take it in a contextual way. Now, you know, when someone is throwing up, means that he's vomiting or she's vomiting. But the idea we are understanding here is that we all may have sometimes taken akusala into our life. So now, as an idea, you are going to purge akusala, purge, or maybe throw up them. It's just a, what you call, you could say it's like a metaphor, kind of a metaphor in language. The idea we have to understand is when you consume something wrong, like say for instance, if somebody had poison, maybe consume poison, then the doctors are trying to let him throw up, right? Throw up because they don't want the poison to digest, right? In the same way, if you had akusala, definitely, more or less, then you need to purge them. You need to detoxicate them. You need to cleanse them from yourself. So when you cleanse them from yourself, you are able to, practice these things, what you call sila, and then guarding your senses, and then truthfulness. Does it make sense, Belinda?
Yes. Thank you so much.
It is a metaphor.
Metaphor. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a language metaphor. Actually,
Thank you,
there are a
Bhante.
lot of metaphors in the suttas. Remember the Kasi Bharadwaja Sutta, right? The Buddha went to the Kasi Bharadwaja's farming place, paddy field. Then Kasi Bharadwaja told the Buddha, hey, don't look at me, don't wait for me, because I'm not giving you dana here. You go work and make your dana. Then the Buddha said, I also work. Show me your paddy field, right? Show me your paddy field. Show me your crops. Show me your water. Show me your yoke. Then the Buddha said, Saddha bijang tapo vutti panyame yuga nangalam hiri esa mano yottam satime palapaja. So he used a metaphor to say how he has the paddy field. He doesn't have a real paddy field. He said, Saddha bijang. My seeds are Saddha. Saddha means trust. Saddha bijang tapo buddhi. I also have rain, just as you have the rain for your paddy field. My rain is not your rain. My rain is what? Tapo, penance. Right? In the same way, this is a metaphor. There are a lot of metaphors in the suttas because Buddha thought it would be a good way to use metaphors to teach Dhamma. Here, purging is not the vomiting that you know in real life. This means the throwing up, purging, vomiting, in the sense of akusala. Akusala has to be come out. You have to cleanse yourself from akusala. All right, any more questions? We'll take a couple seconds. Otherwise, we're going to transfer good karmas.
Bhante?
Yes.
The first line, cassava, is it from the word asava?
Which one? You mean in the first stanza?
Yeah, the first stanza.
No. But you could say asava. You could think asava, but there is a different meaning. Kasa. Kasa means what you call dyeing. Maybe discoloration, maybe colorization, maybe mixing up with certain colors. I could say, the dilution. That's the idea. Kasa.
Okay, Bhante, thank you. But because the translation is defiled, so it's defilement. So
yeah, because it's a metaphor. So the meaning has been given in an implied sense. When something is diluted, yes, there are defilements. You can say defilements. You can say influxes, asavas. But the idea is kasava means our thoughts have been polluted. Just like how someone may dyes a certain fresh clothing, fresh material.
okay, Bhante, thank you.
Yeah. All right, seems there are no questions, so we're going to then transfer good karmas to the departed ones. May all the good karmas which we've been making today be transferred to all the departed ones who passed away in the name of all of us. May they be well and happy. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idam me jati nang hutu sukhita huntu nyatayo. Idam me jati nang hutu sukhita huntu nyatayo. Idam me jati nang hutu sukhita huntu nyatayo. May Deva, Naga, Mahitika also share all these good karmas. May they be well and happy. May they protect and bless all of you for good health, quality of life, prosperity, and safety. May they in particular bless all of us for our Dhamma journey. May they also finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavata amehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata amehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata amehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Akasattha Chibhumatta Deva Naga Mahindika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhang Tulu Kasasanam. Akasattha Chibhumatta Deva Naga Mahindika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhang Tulu Sanam. Akasattha Chibhumatta Deva Naga Mahindika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhang Tumang Paranti Chirang Rakhang Tumang Sadanti. At the same time, we are going to make a wish. May all the good karmas also support and help us to be surrounded with the Kalyana Mittas. May our Dhamma journey be full of Kalyana Mittas. Imina punya kamena mami bala samagamu satang samagamu mutu yavanimba nepatiyam. Finally, may all the good karmas which we're making today by learning 2 stanzas about the eligibility to wear a robe or clothing as such, be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana silissa nichang vadha pachayinu chattaro dhamma vadhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti iminate samicchati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Right, that's the end of our online Pali reading class for today. And I hope you have a good night. We'll be seeing you next Thursday at the same time.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante. Good night, Bhante. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you.
Hello, Saranai Bhante. Good
Have a
evening.
night. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.